All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes with me here from Rosie's Corner on another Fish Friday. Make sure if you're in and around Central New York, you get on down here to Rosie's, get that fish sandwich or the entree with your mac and cheese or your coleslaw and fries. This place is incredible. Not to mention, during the week, you get other themed food days like your chicken and biscuit Wednesday, your turkey slop Tuesday, and of course the pizza and wings are always available here. Any pizza wing combo, by the way, that you order and mention me, you'll get a free ML Sports Platter t-shirt. How about that deal? And of course the wings here are to die for, the garlic parm, the gold fever, and the regular wings as well. Here at Rosie's Corner, a proud sponsor of the ML Sports Platter, hot and cold subs, pizza, pasta, wings, you name it, and you can get that delicious American burger customized the way you want it as well. Rosie's Corner is a proud ML Sports Platter sponsor. Let's get into this preview of the Bills and the Seahawks this weekend. And wow, I mean, the injury report comes out today for the Bills, and there are two monsters in this game. Mitch Morse, the center for the Buffalo Bills, is out. And it's a big deal because just as you thought the offensive line was going to start to really gel in terms of health halfway through the season, last week they were missing Cody Ford. He got injured a couple weeks ago, but he was out for the Patriots game. And, of course, you had Feliciano go right into the center spot when Mitch Morse went down last week against New England, with head trouble. So now what you thought was the halfway point where you would have Cody Ford, Feliciano, Mitch Morse, Deion Dawkins, everybody together, you're missing two big pieces. And, of course, now Feliciano has to play center, which then really hampers both sides of the line, in my opinion, because it hurts your depth a little bit. Even though Feliciano can handle the center position, it's still a big blow. On the other side, we know how different the Bills' defense is when Matt Milano is in there. He's a guy who can cover the middle of the field. He's their most versatile player. He's their best tackler. He's their best gut guy, their best blue-collar guy, their best leader. And in this particular point, I think that it's huge here against Seattle because they need a player like that against one of the most versatile offenses in football in Russell Wilson and company. If you think about Russell Wilson, you think about the Seattle Seahawks, this is an offense that nobody has been able to slow down at all. Nobody's been able to outscore except for the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday Night Football. Remember that game was in the mid to upper 30s, probably the best game of the year, and Arizona topped Seattle in that game. So let's get to some keys to the game. Clearly, the health is going to be a big thing for the Bills. Again, this one is in Buffalo, and I think the number one key for the Bills is going to be, can you score and keep up with Seattle? Now, there's a lot of people who might think that you should just go with a ground and pound game and try to slow down the game and keep the ball away from Russell Wilson and all that. I say F that. Don't even try to do that because you're relying on your ground game to give you at least what they gave you last week. You're relying on getting Josh Allen out of the pocket, running the football and continuously doing things on the ground when the defense adjusts and just stacks the box all the time. Regardless of Seattle's defense not being that great this year, they're still NFL players and it's still an NFL defense. To me, I would throw out that possession crap. I'd throw out time of possession and all the rest and go see if Josh Allen can go toe-to-toe with one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Why would you even bother giving it to Singletary and Moss and trying to control the time, control the possessions, control all that stuff, run the ball all the time, go back to 1950 and keep the ball away from Russell Wilson? Because when he gets the ball, he's going to score anyway. So then if you go with that theory, you're not going to be able to move the ball down the field and then give it right back to him. You get down 2-3 possessions and you're going with your run situation, you're dead. And then if you start to open it up, it's probably too little too late. So screw it. Go throw the ball the entire time. Play 2020 NFL football, and let's see what you have to offer, Buffalo Bills. Brian Dable, bring out the tricky Bills. Bring out a couple of jet sweeps here and there. Not all the time. Don't overdo it. But bring out the screenplay to the running backs. God forbid, dare the safeties behind the defense if Seattle plays with a soft zone, which we know the Bills have had trouble with and throwing it over the top to the likes of Brown and Diggs. Figure out a way to throw underneath to Beasley, throw a little bit on the outside to Diggs, open it up a little bit and throw over the top to Stephon Diggs. Brian Dable opened the whole playbook right up this week. Go out and try to beat Seattle in a shootout. That, to me, is the big thing. Go attack. Go open it up. That's a huge key in this game. Josh Allen, put the big boy pants on. Put the heavyweight belt on and see if you can keep up with one. Russell Wilson in this game, including beating what should be a Seattle zone. Remember, the Bills in the first 4 weeks when they played man coverage, Josh Allen was eating defenses alive. That was the best 4 weeks of Allen so far this year. That back end 4 weeks with the likes of the Titans, the likes of the Chiefs, the likes of the Jets and the Patriots, Josh Allen hasn't been able to beat zones. Make no doubt about it that Seattle is going to play a bunch of zone this weekend. So go attack. That's my number one key here is the Bills offense opening it up and attacking the Seahawks defense, much of which should be a zone defense. Number two, clearly, how are the Bills corners going to match up with DK Metcalf on one side and Lockett on the other? To me, you got to have Trey White and somebody else. I don't know who that's going to be, but you got to be on those sides, and you've got to prevent the big play on the other side. That's a huge thing, because if Russell Wilson and those big play receivers get going, this game is going to be absolutely ugly. And I say that you have to contain the big play while on the other side opening up on offense, because eventually the defense needs to get a stop anyway. Well, what defense is going to get that key stop, right, in this game? That's going to be a big thing in terms of the tug of war. The third thing here to me is the Seattle time zone situation. You always wonder, West Coast to East Coast to West Coast, when you're playing on your biological clock, so to speak, what are you doing when you get to the East Coast and you get to Western New York? Seattle's playing on a 10 a.m. clock. Buffalo's been in their own beds all week, and they're playing on their biological clock. 3 hours is no difference to them, but for Seattle, the 3 hours, it's really 10 a.m. for them. The Bills are playing at 1 p.m., their normal time zone. I don't know if it'll be a huge factor here, but it is interesting to look at, not from a Russell Wilson standpoint, not from a DK Metcalf standpoint, not from a Lockett standpoint, not from a Carson standpoint running the ball if he's healthy. It's from the standpoint of the big boys up front, the offensive line, and of course the defensive line getting pressure on the quarterback. How in tune are their bodies at that early hour? Some people think it's overrated. I do not. If it was overrated, we wouldn't see this many West Coast teams struggle on the East Coast and East Coast teams struggle on the West Coast, and hear head coaches talk about having a game plan. You know, if you play multiple teams on the opposite side of the coast back-to-back weeks, there's a reason that teams stay on that coast in a normal situation, of course, non-COVID. So again, if it was overrated, we'd have those situations in place already. So I think those are some of the keys to look at for this football game. Everybody knows that I do my Shirt Rip Sunday, and I pick the Bills every single week with that video. I want to pick Seattle here. I want to pick them because I think they're the better team. Russell Wilson's the better quarterback. They're just the overall better roster. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take the Bills in this particular standpoint to match up with my video. I'm going to pick Bills 37-31 in this game. The Bills have a remarkable opportunity in front of them again. If they lose this game, do I think it's the end of the world? I don't. The haters are still going to be out there, the anti-Bills people, anti-Josh Allen, etc. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. They're still in position to win the division and to make a playoff spot. But this does give them an opportunity to play the NFL's elite and win a game so that the national people will talk about you. Hey, the Bills are back. The Bills are elite. They beat Russell Wilson. This is another opportunity for Buffalo to get on the map. I disagree with people who think they don't have a signature win. Beating the Rams was a great win. They beat a really good Raider team that beat the Chiefs shortly after that. They beat the Dolphins, a team that some people think are the hottest, sexiest team, not only in the division, but in the NFL, now with Tua starting. To me, the Bills are fine right now with their record and how they are. However, take it up a level, go beat one of the best teams in the NFL, a Super Bowl contender, and the MVP lead dog in Russell Wilson. Go beat them, go win. 37-31 Buffalo. I'm Mike Lindsley. Rosie's Corner is here. Pizza, pasta, hot and cold subs, and more. Plus your Fish Friday with your mac and cheese, coleslaw, french fries. And of course, stop by for Turkey Slop Tuesday and Chicken and Biscuit Wednesday. Make sure you pick up gift cards for your loved ones this holiday season as well. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.